There are a lot of renewable energies. We always think of wind, solar, hydro and such, but there are all sorts of renewable energies out in the ocean dealing with water.
You and I have an insatiable appetite for electricity. Come with me and we'll look at the issues relative to wind farms and the communities that they serve. This is the Windfarm Guy.
Hi, this is Dennis Stout, and thank you for joining me for this episode of the Windfarm Guy. Today I am at Oregon State University with Dr. Pedro Lomonaco, and he oversees a wave study. They study waves here. And Dr. Lomonaco, would you tell us about the facility here and what you do here?
Okay, this is the OH Hinsdale Wave Research Laboratory in Oregon State University. It's a facility for testing structures and wave energy converters in these facilities. We have under waves and storm surge conditions. We test here actual physical model tests. So we do physical models of the devices and the structures, and we test it under waves.
Right, and this is essentially a giant wave pool. It's a wave basin, and this can actually generate a tsunami. It's sophisticated enough and has the power to generate a tsunami, so they can study structures and different things. And they in this basin they'll put miniatures of whatever it is, the elements or equipment or structures in there to see how they interact in the waves. Your passion is waves, wave energy, and extracting the energy and converting it to electricity and so on. Tell us about that. This is a realm that I think most people are not really aware of.
Well, the technology and the intention of harvesting energy from waves is more than 100 years old. Mm-hmm. There has been different ideas on how to produce energy from the motion of waves, and there are some applications, but so far we are still working on developing the technology so is efficient enough to produce electricity. What we do here is, I would like to say that they are not necessarily miniature options, but they are relatively large scale. We are considered a large scale facility of testing not only, as you said, coastal structures, but also wave energy converters. We do a study from the feasibility of how those system works, all the way to how to optimize and study the interaction between different devices to improve and eventually have a solution that is commercially available for everyone.
Right, and when you're talking waves and converting that energy, there really is no standard. There are different ideas of how to capture that energy, and tell me a little bit about that.
Well, that is one of the challenges that we are noticing right now. Probably there is more than 1,000 patents on solutions or wave energy converters or mechanisms to produce energy through waves. Probably out of those, maybe 100 are still around, and maybe there is a couple of dozen that are really challenging and going all the way to the end. So each one has different types, different solutions, from point absorbers, which is something that is floating in one particular location, and by creating this motion is producing the electricity. Some are concentrators that are trying to concentrate the energy and the wave energy and produce electricity through that. There are other options that are called terminators, which are trying to harvest in a larger area and larger space. At this moment, we don't have a single solution for harvesting that energy. Probably there is not a single one that is different from different places, and that's why it still is diverse. And what we are testing here, for example, is to see those different options and different solutions on wave energy.
All right. One last question. If there's something you wish the general public knew about wave energy and the things that you do, what would that be?
Well, I think there is a general misconception of what the wave energy is interesting for people, and that is when we see these very amazing and fantastic huge waves coming into shore and people surfing those humongous waves. That's not the wave energy that we are interested. We are interested on producing energy with the everyday wave, and that is part of the challenge, that we have to build a machine that is sensitive enough to produce energy when we have relatively small waves, the everyday wave, but also strong enough to withstand those supermassive waves that you see in the videos.
Right, and those are great goals to have. If you like what we've discussed today, be sure and click like and subscribe below. If you have a topic you'd like me to address relative to wind farms or renewable energy, please also leave me a comment. Dr. Lomonaco, thank you very much for joining me today, and I sure appreciate it. And this is a fascinating place. What you're not seeing in the other room is a flume that's over 100 yards long, where they generate giant waves, and this is the giant wave basin, and both, if I'm not mistaken, are the largest in the country for these. And so this is the place to be. This is Dennis Stout, and I'm the Windfarm Guy.
Thank you for watching. Working together, we can make good energy decisions and save our planet. I am the Windfarm Guy.